بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أوصيكم وإياي أولا بتقوى الله فقد فاز المتقون كما قال الله تعالى في القرآن الكريم بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون وقال الله أيضا كل نفس ذائقة الموت وإنما توفون أجوركم يوم القيامة فمن زحزح عن النار وأدخل الجنة فقد فاز وما الحياة الدنيا إلا متاع الغرور وبعد فإن خير الكلام كلام الله وأحسن هدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وصحبه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. All praise due to Allah Rabbul Alameen for His blessing, His guidance, His mercy, for His rizq that He has been providing for all of us since the day we were born until today. May Allah Rabbul Alameen increase in us our health, our iman, our patience, our rizq, so that we can do more for Allah Rabbul Alameen before our times is ready for us to go back to Allah. Brothers and sisters, these few days we heard there are a lot of people who we knew them, but they are no more with us. One is Haja Ramla and also Dato Mukhtar, Mahathir Mukhtar. So let us make a short prayer for all of them. Mahathir Luqman, Mahathir Luqman. In a way they are related to my wife, family. Let us make a prayer for them. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidun Majid. Allahumma اغفر لهما واغفر لهما وعافهما واعف عنهما وأكرم نزولهما وواسع مدخلهما واغسلهما بالماء والثلج والبرد ونقهما من الخطايا كما ينقى الثوب الأبيض من الدنس. اللهم أبدلهما دارا خيرا من دارهما وأهلا خير من أهلهما وزوجا خير من زوجهما. اللهم أدخلهما جنتك وأجرهما من عذاب قبري وعذاب النار. اللهم اغفر لي حينا وميتنا وشاهدنا وغائبنا وصغيرنا وكبيرنا وذكرنا وأنثانا. اللهم من أحييته منا فأحيي على الإسلام ومن توفيته منا فتوفه على الإيمان. اللهم اختم لنا بالحسن الخاتمة ولا تختم علينا بالسوء الخاتمة. اللهم أدخلنا جنتك. اللهم أدخلنا جنتك. اللهم أدخلنا جنتك وأجرنا من النار وأجرنا من النار وأجرنا من النار. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. صلى الله على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين. آمين يا رب العالمين. We ask Allah to forgive the soul of both of them, shower Allah's mercy upon them. The same we ask, may Allah forgive all our sin and give us all a good ending, inshallah. Today, if you look into the book that we are referring to, we are going to discuss about the angel of death and his helper. But before we talk about the angel of death, we just have to remind ourselves about death first. In the Quran, in Surah Ali Imran, verses 185, death is certain. Allah said, "Wa'bud rabbaka hatta ya'tiyakal yaqin." You should worship Allah until death comes to you, because death is yaqeen. It's something that nobody can have doubts about dying. Sooner or later we have to die. Allah have made it very clear to all of us, whether you want to believe or not, but Allah make it very clear to all of us. Kullu nafsin za'ikatul maut. Every soul will taste death. Every living thing will have to end one day. When there is a beginning, there will be an ending. Allah, He was the first, nothing came before Him, and He will be the last, nothing will come after Him. Other than Allah, we are Allah's creation, and every living soul will have to go through death. And only on the day of resurrection, وَإِنَّمَا تُوَفَّوْنَ وُجُورَكُمْ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ. Now Allah make it very clear, and only on the day of resurrection, Qiyamah, will you be given your full compensation. Anything that you do here, we know that we are coming close to the 10 days of Dhul Hijjah, the best day. Then Allah have chosen. In Surah Al-Fajr, Allah said, Wal-Fajr walayalin ash was-saf'il wal-watr. And then Allah talk about the 9th and the 10th of Zulhijjah. 9 is the day of Arafah, 10 is Eid al-Adha. But before I bring you to that 10 days, let us go through these few ayah first. Whoever is removed from the hell of fire and admitted to Jannah has surely attained success. If you want to know whether you are a successful person or not, you won't know over here sometime. You may have a lot of money in this life. Allah Rabbul Alamin remind us, فَأَمَّا الْإِنسَانُ إِذَا مَبْتَلَهُ رَبُّهُ فَأَكْرَمَهُ وَنَعَّمَهُ فَيَقُولُ رَبِّي أَكْرَمَنِ وَأَمَّا إِذَا مَبْتَلَهُ فَقَدَرَ عَلَيْهِ رِزْقَهُ فَيَقُولُ رَبِّي أَهَانَنِ. Allah is telling us about our character. When something good happened to us, when Allah give us a lot of provision, our rizqi has been increasing, and mashallah, we have a lot of property, a lot of wealth, we said, wow, Allah have honored me. Because of Allah's honor, that's why I'm so rich, I'm so wealthy, I'm so successful in this life. But Allah said no. And then when something bad happened to us, when the rizqi is become lesser, when we become poorer, then we said, Allah now hit me. Allah said, Kalla, no. Because we human value success differently from what Allah value about success. In this life, Allah said, فَأَمَّا الْإِنسَانِ. He's not talking about the believer, He's talking about mankind. I will give them what I want. And what they work for, I can give it to them. I can give to anybody. And that's why there's a lot of people who don't believe in Allah. They are still very rich. They are very wealthy, very successful. Is this a sign that Allah is honoring them? To them, they feel it's an honor. Allah said, Kalla. Because this dunya have no value to Allah. It's a trial, it's a test from Allah to all of us. The more He gives, the more we will be questioned in the Day of Judgment. But only the wise people who have the right iman will make use of what Allah have given them to please Allah, to give back to Allah. Then that is where the value comes in. But normal people will just say, wow, I'm very successful because God loves me. You know, sometimes God gives to everybody. And Allah and this ayah in Surah Ali Imran verses 185, وَمَا الْحَيَاةُ الدُّنْيَا إِلَّا مَتَاعُ الْغُرُورِ. And what is the life of this world? Allah is asking us, what is the life of this world? What is this world about? Sleeping, eating, drinking, entertainment, happy one day, sad another day, healthy one day, sick another day. Allah is telling us, what is the life of this world except the enjoyment of delusion? Nothing is real. Everything in this world is like a delusion. Temporarily. We can see what happened to the rich people. When they are rich, they are also rich with problem. Poor people, but mashallah, they are rich with children. Rich people have very small family. But sometimes Allah tests everybody in a different way. Then Allah Rabbul Alameen informed us again in Surah Anbiya, وَمَا جَعَلْنَا لِبَشَرٍ مِّن قَبْلِكَ الْخُلْدَ أَفَإِن مِّتَّ فَهُمُ الْخَالِدُونَ كُلُّ نَفْسٍ ذَائِقَةُ الْمَوْتِ وَنَبْلُوكُمْ بِشَرٍ وَخَيْرٍ فِتْنَةٍ وَإِلَيْنَا تُرْجَعُونَ. In Surah Anbiya verses 34 to 35, we have not granted immortality to any human. No human live forever. Before you, O Muhammad, no prophet have survived. Even they're the chosen one, they live for 1,000 over years, but they end by dying. So if you die, would there be eternal? No. Every soul will taste death. And we try you people with both evil and good. And to us you will be returned. Now when Allah tests us, the reason Allah tests us in this life is to remind us that we have to go back to Him. وَإِلَيْهِ تُرْجَعُونَ. That's why when something happens, we say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. A lot of people live in the fantasy kind of environment because they thought that they are not going to return back to God. Wa alaikum salam. But we have to return. So everything Allah is reminding us that whatever He gives us, He is going to take it back. Before He come and take it back, if He wants us to do the good thing, it's good for us to give back to Him and prepare ourselves, because you only can do all the good thing when you are still able in this life. That life, after death, there's no more amal. There's no more azan 5 times. Nobody call you to come and pray anymore. That's why nobody go and call the dead people, come up and let us pray Jama'ah now. No. Nobody will call them to pay zakat, and nobody will go there to collect zakat. No. They are helpless. They are just resting for the big day. And the big day is the day of Qiyamah, the day of resurrection. And Allah also is telling us, through His beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, La ilaha illallah. Remember, there is no true God except Allah. Aisha reported that in his final illness, the Prophet, before he departed, Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam had near him a can of water. Normally, the Prophet would like to have some water beside him. He would dip his hand into the water, wipe his face, and say, La ilaha illallah, inna lil mawti sakarat. Talk about before the angel of death really appeared in front of every one of us. There is no true God except Allah. Even our Prophet have to keep on chanting, remembering Allah Rabbul Alameen. How about us? We always forget Allah. Do you think it's easy to remember Allah when Sakratul Maut? Wallahu Alam. May Allah make it easy. Ameen. Inna lil mauti la sakarat. Atau inna lil mauti sakarat. Indeed, death has states of drunkenness. When people who are going to die, they do experience some kind of test, suffering, difficulties. They are struggling. But to us, we can't see. And then the Prophet ﷺ will stretch his hand for prayer and say, Allahumma qfirli warhamni wa alhiqni bi rafiqil a'la. Oh Allah, forgive me. You see, when the time for us to go back, is very important to always remember Allah. For us who are very weak in our iman, we remember a lot of other things. And we are worried for so many things. But the Prophet just have to ask Allah, oh Allah, forgive me. Allahumma qfirli warhamni. Have mercy on me. And let me join the highest company. Rafiq al-A'la. It's very important for us to have this kind of understanding so that we are ready for our departure. Because Allah also reminds us, Aynama takunu yudrikkumul maut walau kuntum fi burujin musayyada. In Surah Nisa, verse 78, wherever you may be, death will overtake you, even if you're in strongly elevated fortresses, palaces, with all the guards, with all the dogs, you just name. You cannot stop the angel of death to come to you. This is the only angel that will not stay away from you, even you have dogs. Yeah. But the good angel, this is also a good angel. No angel is bad. But his responsibility, fear no one and nothing stop him from coming to you. But the angel of mercy, Gabriel, will not come into the house where there is a dog. Will not enter a house when there is an image being displayed. Means an image of an animal or human being. Then the angel will not want to come in. But angel of death will come. The Prophet also is telling us, a righteous group of the children of Israel went out to one of their graveyards. The Prophet is telling us about what happened. At his time, a righteous group, they are good people, of the children of Israel, the Bani Israel, went out to one of their graveyards. And they say to each other, let us pray 2 raka'at and then implore Allah to raise for us a man from among the dead to ask him about death. They want to know. They know their prophet have reminded them about death and what is going to happen in the grave. So they want to know. They did that. And after a little while, a man raised his head from one of the graves. If this happened to us, I don't think anybody will stand there anymore. This is real, man. We thought that is just, we are testing the water, but this is real. Suddenly you pray and ask the dead to come back, then suddenly the head come out. Yeah. So they did that, and after a little while, a man raised his head from one of the graves. He was brown in color, with a trace of sujud between his eyes. He said, "Oh people, what do you want from me? I have died 100 years ago, and the heat of death did not subside from me until just now. Supplicate to Allah for me to restore me dead as I was." Quickly he said, "Now I cannot tell you anything. You have to pray for me. I cannot give you any information. I just can tell you that I'm suffering." This is something that we must be alert about. A lot of people are not so careful today. If you want to check whether we are prepared for our departure, we said we believe that we are going to die. We said we are prepared. Let us look into this ayah. In Surah Al-Munafiqun, Allah put this ayah in Surah Munafiqun. It's telling us about the munafiq. Are we munafiq? Let us look into this ayah. Ya ayyuhallazina amanu la tulhikum amwalukum wala auladukum an zikrillah. Wa man yaf'al zalika fa ulaika humul khasirun. Wa anfiqu mimma razaqnakum min qabli an ya'tiya ahadakumul maut fayaqul Rabbi lawla akhartani ila ajalin qarib fa asaddaqa wa akum minas salihin. Wa lan yu'akhirallahu nafsan idza jaa ajaluha. Wallahu khabirun bima ta'malun. In Surah Al-Munafiqun verses 9 to verses 11. This ayah, most of the Imam in Jum'ah like to recite. After Surah Al-Jum'ah, then is Surah Al-Munafiq. Now let us look into this ayah properly. Allah start this ayah with Ya ayyuhallazina amanu. Allah start by addressing those who claim to be believer. You say you are believer, so Allah is talking to us. Ya ayyuhallazina amanu, O you who believe, let not your properties, don't allow your wealth, your property, or your children, or your grandchildren, as long as children, divert you from the remembrance of Allah. Because of dunya, we have no time for Allah. Because of children also, we have no time for Allah. We did not talk to our children to remind them of Allah. We just keep on playing and playing and make them happy and make them laugh. And we also get some entertainment and enjoyment from them. Of course, we love to see our grandchildren happy. But in the same time, we must remind them of Allah. Now Allah knows that we love this. We love money. We love to have property. Allah knew all about this. Allah said, dunya is zina. And we love a lot of things in this world. But He never stopped us from loving the dunya. But in the same time, He just reminds us, don't forget to love the one who gives us the dunya. The one who created the dunya. Just don't forget Him. That's why Allah said, O you who believe, let not your properties, your wealth, and your children divert you from remembering me. Because you have to come back to me. وَمَنْ يَفْعَلْ ذَلِكَ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْخَاسِرُونَ. Now Allah is like, whoever allowed that to happen, you put your property, your business, and your children ahead of Allah, and you only find happiness through that, then whoever do that, the ending, he will be a loser. Allah said, وَمَنْ يَفْعَلْ ذَلِكَ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْخَاسِرُونَ. You are not going to end with happiness. It's not a good ending. And then Allah continue by saying, وَأَنْفِقُوا مِمَّا رَزَقْنَاكُمْ مِنْ قَبْلِ أَنْ يَأْتِيَ أَحَدَكُمُ الْمَوْتِ فَيَقُولُ رَبِّ لَوْلَا أَخَّرْتَنِي إِلَى أَجَلٍ قَرِيبٍ. And spend of that with which we have provided you before death come to one of you. And he said, now Allah is telling us, whenever I give you something, like we know the 10 days is the best day of Zulhijjah, is a day that Allah loves. Yeah? Anybody who do any good deeds that please Allah, charity, contribution, any good deeds. When the Prophet was asked by the companion, even jihad fi sabilillah, the Prophet said, even jihad fi sabilillah is not greater than the deeds that you do, yeah, in the 10 days of Zulhijjah. So then the Prophet continued by saying, except those who have left his household, not only by their life, by their body, but with their property. You went out, or you go out from your house with your life, yourself, and your property, and you were killed in the battlefield, and you died. Of course, that will be better than the deeds of the 10 days. Not only you going out, you will go out from your house with your wealth to defend Islam. Then that will be greater than all the other deeds, yeah, in the 10 days of Zulhijjah. So Allah is telling us, spend, give of that which we have provided you. We are the one who give it to you. You are just a caretaker. Don't just keep it and think that it's yours. It's not yours. Before death come to one of you, and then we start to say, oh Allah, if only you defer me for a little while. Give me some extra time. I will do all the transaction. I'll give sadaqah here, infaq here. Now you want to do. You know, want to do all this is not easy when you are not healthy. No. You got to call the bank officer. You got to call the lawyer. And whether the lawyer is around or not, we also do not know. And then whether your children agreed or not, no, say, no, Father, you cannot do anything now. You are not in the state of mind to say anything, you know. You are senile already. They immediately say that you are not senile. They say you are senile. Khalas. We don't accept. At this point of time, whatever you say is not going to be yeah, accept as is correct. No. There are a lot of issues, of course. We have experienced, yeah, lately in a bad issue. It's not a lot, just few thousand, but the few thousand become a big problem. Na'uzubillah. This is what we will say to Allah. Oh Allah, if only you would delay me for a little while, then I will give sadaqah and be among the righteous people. I want you to be a good thing. I don't want to do all the bad thing anymore. I'm not going to be stingy. I'm not going to calculate this and calculate. Everything I want to give, I want to give. You know that you have to give because there's nothing you can do anymore. I have a car, sadaqah. I have a big bike, sadaqah. You know, at that time, yes. Because you know you're not going to use it anymore. Yeah? Everything you want to give it away. But Allah will say to us, defer no soul when its appointed terms arrive. There is no more delay. There is no more delay when the time for you to go back to Allah. Allah is well, yeah, acquainted with all that you do. He knows. If He delay, He knows that you will not do it too. It's just the saying of the munafiqeen. The munafiq is a group of people, when you call them to do all the good things, you want to encourage them, motivate to be hastened, they always delay. Anything for dunya, they are not going to delay. Anything for akhirat, they delay. Okay, I have intention, next time you come again. I'm not ready today, but when come to dunya, I'm always ready. Midnight also I will respond. And that is their characteristic of a munafiqeen. Now, do we have this kind of feeling? Do we have this kind of feeling, brothers and sisters, sometimes? When something good comes and we want you to participate, get involved, do you quickly respond or wait for a while? Let me think. Let me discuss. What to discuss? When you want to die, can you discuss? Angel of death is waiting now. Can you say, angel of death, give me like 5 minutes? Be patient now. You have no patience now. And think I'm going to die already. I'm not running away. Just give me 5 minutes. If only that can happen, alhamdulillah. But now 5 minutes can do what? You can't do anything in 5 minutes. So you extend for 50 minutes. But Allah said, وَلِكُلِّ أُمَّةٍ عَجَلٍ. When the time for you to go back have arrived, not even 1 second it will be delayed, or 1 second ahead. No. It's a fixed time. And that's why when you say you believe in the angel of death, you have to ask yourself, have you prepared for it? If you're not, then I think we are not ready for that. Yeah? It's easy to say it, no? Then do. But we believe, inshallah, those, yeah, like Allah said again, وَلَقَدْ كُنْتُمْ تَمَنَّوْنَ الْمَوْتَ مِنْ قَبْلِ أَنْ تَلْقَوْهُ فَقَدْ رَأَيْتُمُوهُ وَأَنْتُمْ تَنْظُرُونَ in Surah Ali Imran verses 143. Allah is reminding us again, you did indeed wish for death before you met it. Now you have seen it openly with your own eyes. Those who want to die will see. Because the angel of death will appear in front of you. For those who are not dying yet, you can't see. But those who are dying, the time for him to come, the angel of death will appear. And you have to look at him, whether you like it or not. That means you are not prepared. Somebody say, I'm prepared. If you don't have the iman, you cannot be prepared. You know, when we die in the day of resurrection, there is a long bridge waiting for us to cross. Who will be crossing? The so-called believer and the munafiqeen. The disbeliever, there's nothing for them to cross anymore. They don't have to cross. Waste time on it. They've just been thrown into hellfire. Because all this, they don't believe. When they don't believe, you don't have to go through anymore. But those who try to say that I'm a believer also, I pray, because the munafiqeen, in the time of the Prophet, they pray. They fast like all of us. But deep in their heart, they reject. It's very difficult to really know who is the munafiqeen. But today, those who don't call themselves munafiq are worse. They don't even pray. And they say, no, how can you say I'm munafiq? How you know what's in my heart? I don't know what is in your heart. But you don't even pray. The munafiq in the time of the Prophet, they pray. The munafiq in front of you say, yeah, I'm with you, mashallah, you recite Quran, I recite the Quran with you. You give sadaqah, I give sadaqah with you. Together, we go to Hajj together, Umrah together. But deep in my heart, I don't believe. Just showing off. But now you have people who say they are believer and they don't pray. And they do the haram thing and they say, I'm a believer. I'd like to share a lot of this ayah to all of us. Why? Because this is what's going to happen to all of us. And Allah said, وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَنْ يَقُولُ آمَنَّ بِاللَّهِ فَإِذَا أُوذِيَ فِي اللَّهِ جَعَلَ فِتْنَةَ النَّاسِ كَعَذَابِ اللَّهِ وَلَئِنْ جَاءَ نَصْرٌ مِّن رَبِّكَ لَيَقُولَنَّ إِنَّا مَعَكُمْ أَوَلَيْسَ اللَّهُ اللَّهُ بِأَعْلَمُ بِمَا فِي صُدُورِ الْعَالَمِينَ. In Surah Ankabut verse 10, Allah said, there are among the people, among all of us, those who say, we believe in Allah. But if they are harmed for the sake of Allah, they consider the people's harm similar to Allah's punishment. When they have some difficulty from the people, they start to blame Allah. Like it's the punishment from Allah. But if victory comes from your Lord, they will say, verily we are on your side. Is not Allah best aware of what is within the breast of the people? Allah knows what's in your heart, but we don't know. But Allah gives us signs. When all the signs appear, means you must be alert. You must be careful. And Allah said again, الَّذِي خَلَقَ الْمَوْتَ وَالْحَيَاةَ لَيَبْلُوكُمْ أَيُّكُمْ أَحْسَنُ عَمَلًا وَهُوَ الْعَزِيزُ الْغَفُورُ. In Surah Mulk verses 2, the one who created death and life, that he may test you as to which of you is best indeed. Allah is testing all of us. When we are doing our deeds, Allah also is testing us. Are you doing the best or you do just for the sake of doing? Qurban is going to come in. Are you offering the best Qurban or just as long as I Qurban? When I want to look for a goat, I look for the cheapest one. When you want to buy a shoe, you go for the best one. You compare your shoes and the goat. Yeah. Sometimes shoes is not cheap. No, shoes can cost you 1,000 ringgit. Now, that one I must have the best one. How about the goat? For Allah, how much is the goat? You know, you have 1,000. What is the next one? 1,500? No. The other direction. You know. And this is 450. Wow, that is a good price. But the skinny one, the goat, is suffering, no nutrition. He have not been eating. They have been fasting for so long. And that is the goat we love. Show some kindness to the goat. Let the goat eat more first. Just an example. Allah will look and test us and see when you do a deed, what kind of deeds that you are doing. Are you doing the best one, or you just do as long you do it? Yeah. And He, Allah, the Almighty and the Forgiving. Yeah. Remember, the Prophet said to us from Anas and Abu Hurairah, frequently remember the destroyer of pleasures. They said, Hazimil Lazzat. What is the destroyer of pleasure? Is death. When death comes, everything gone. Tasteless. You love durian smell. When death comes, there's no smell anymore. Musang king ka, musang queen ka, you cannot feel anymore. To you, it's tasteless, smellless, nothing. None would remember it while in a tightness of living, but it would expand it for him. And none would remember it while in an ease of living, but it would tighten it for him. This is the reality that all of us is going to face, brothers and sisters. Now let us come back to the book, The Angel of Death. Page 95. Because when we talk of the angel of death, it's important for us to ask ourselves, are we prepared for that? If you say yes, Alhamdulillah. If you say no, when are you going to prepare? Allah has given some of the angels the job of taking the lives of people. The chief of this angel is known as the angel of death. Not only one, but he is the chief. And he will have all his helper. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said about him, قُلْ يَتَوَفَّاكُمْ مَلَكُ الْمَوْتِ الَّذِي وَكِّلَ بِكُمْ ثُمَّ إِلَى رَبِّكُمْ تُرْجَعُونَ in Surah Sajdah. Verses 11. Tell them, O Muhammad, is a very strong command from Allah to remind our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam as the last messenger of Allah, to remind all of us, the angel of death, who is assigned to you, will take away your life. That means every one of us have an angel of death waiting for us. Because at 1 second around the universe, you have maybe thousands or millions of people die. It's just like in 1 second, you will see some azan is going on, around the universe. And because of that, the Prophet did mention, I shared this saying with you last week, if I'm not wrong. The Prophet did mention about the last day will not come. Last day will not happen until there is not even one single human on planet Earth remember Allah. That means Qiyamah will only happen when nobody at all remember Allah in this world. But until today, we know there's a lot of people remembering Allah. We are remembering Allah. We are praying 5 times a day, azan here, azan there. People are going for Umrah every day. And a lot of people are there now for Hajj. A lot of people remember Allah. No one remembers God more than the Muslim. if you compare the ratio of any other believers, nobody remember God more than us. Nobody pray more than us, harder than us. Nobody asks God more than we are asking from Allah. Then the Prophet said again, you will never come across a time or a period that there is not even a human being that will not remember Allah. You understand the two saying of the Prophet? Once the Prophet said, Qiyamah will not come, will not take place. If there's only one person on planet Earth remember Allah, Qiyamah will not take place. And then the Prophet said again, you will never come across a time or a period that nobody that remember Allah. There will be somebody who remember Allah. So you combine these two together, that means there's no Qiyamah. But Allah said Qiyamah is real, it's true. As-sa'a haq. But then the Prophet said, Allah have His own plan. Because the doomsday is a day that I don't think we should be there. It's too hard for us to face. Even the little earthquake, the little kind of test that Allah put us through, we're in trauma now. How about that day? But Allah will command a wind from paradise, and that wind will come through Sham, and that wind will reach every corner of this earth, deep in the hole, cave, wherever you are. Whoever still remember Allah will smell this fragrance, and they will take the last breath, and they will die. That's how Allah planned. That He will make sure that all the believers, whoever have Iman, who still believe in Allah, will take the last breath. And then we will die. Now left those who don't remember Allah. The hardcore people, the mujrimin. And there's the time Allah Rabbul Alameen will command the end of the world. Now some people call the angel of death Israel. As we indicated earlier, it is wrong to use this name because it is not mentioned in the Quran or a Sunnah. If there is a Sunnah talk about Israel, then we can say Israel. Normally we were taught, if you read the book Purkunan about angel, they will name Israel is the angel of death. But we can't say that for sure because there's no hadith to support. Name is given by Allah. One day our Prophet ﷺ was tested. I don't know if I've shared this saying to all of you before. Is in one of the eclipse prayer. After the eclipse prayer, they say Garhana. The Prophet gave a khutbah. And after the khutbah, there's a lot of people keep on asking the Prophet question after question after question. All the small things, the Prophet have remind us. Example, Al-halal ma ahallallah fi kitab, wal-halal ma ahallallah fil kitab, wa ma saqata anhu fahuwa mimma afalakum. Haram and halal is written in the book of Allah. If there's mention this is haram, this is haram. When Allah do not mention, don't ask. Whatever that Allah do not mention is for you to make life easy. But if you keep on asking and asking, you may have more problems. So these companions, some of them who are just new to Islam, keep on asking. To the extent the Prophet said to them, ask more, ask more. Anything you ask me today, I'll give you the answer. You want to ask? Ask now. But at that point, there are 3 to 2 Sahaba. They are good people. Ask the Prophet, Ya Rasulullah, who is my father? Who is my father? Who is my real father? Why they ask? Because it's part of the culture before Islam. The woman may sleep with so many men. It's no big deal. Because women have no honor. Nobody honor the woman. They even have the tradition that if you give birth to a baby girl, it is more honor to bury her alive than to feed her. It's better to bury them alive. Only Islam that come to protect the honor, the right of the woman. To the extent they say, be ashamed of yourself, O men. You humiliate the woman, you look down upon them, but do you know that we came from woman? No man give birth to us. And now you dishonor them. That means you are dishonoring your own mother. That's why when the Prophet ﷺ called us to be kind, be dutiful, the first thing he said, mother. And then repeat, mother and mother. Because you cannot deny their sacrifice, the suffering they have gone through, the pain they have gone through. For months inside their tummy and you were born, they have gone through all the pain again. And when you have any problem, they are the first one to respond to your needs. When you are well, they have to feed you, they have to wash you, they have to dress you. When you are sick, they have to take care of you. Compared with father just take care of themselves. We all know now we have been a father. So it's important, yeah. The name, so the Sahaba asked, the Prophet give them the answer. Now how can the Prophet know? Angel Gabriel came and informed that this guy, his father is so and so. It hurt the mother's feeling. By you asking this question, that people now know that your mother is gave birth to you without going to the normal marriage. But then he tell the mother, Mom, you don't have to worry. Even who my father is, if he's a black slave, I have to accept it. But sometimes it's good. When there's a name, it's good to acknowledge the name. But when the name is not there, that's why you have, who is the father of Jesus? Who is the father of Jesus? You can't say he have a father. If you say he have a father, then you don't know who is Jesus. Yeah. Jesus is known to be the son of Mary. When you do not know who is the father, there's no sign there's a father involved, then you have to name the mother. Until you are sure. But when the Prophet was asked, Angel Gabriel came and informed him There's still some seed, Brother David, inshallah. Alhamdulillah. But when you know who is your real father, brothers and sisters, you have no right to ignore them. You have no right to say, no, no, I don't accept him as my father because he is so poor. No. You cannot do that. And we have a tradition here. When you are alive, they call you the name of your father. When you are dead, they call you the name of your mother. It's not from the sunnah of our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You call your children with the name of the father when they are alive, and when they die, you still call them with the name of the father. So we don't call or name the angel of death with the name of Israel because it is not stated in any verses of the Quran or any authentic hadith. Now the next discussion is about the angel of death with Musa. We did discuss this thing, this topic earlier. The angel of death sometimes came to human in the form of a man. They never have any dalil to say the angel transformed in the form of a woman, but man. This happened to the noble prophet Musa alayhi salam when the angel came to take away his life when the time came. Now Moses did not recognize him at first because he came as a man. And sometimes he will never introduce himself. He just appeared. When he told him, get ready to die. When anybody come to you and get ready to die, of course you won't be happy, man. Even in the CCU today, when your parent, one of your loved ones is in a CCU or ICU, and then the family member is being summoned by the doctor, and the doctor come tell you, I think all of you can start to recite Yasin. Huh? You know, to us, Surah Yasin is a very powerful surah, because everything is based on Yasin here. The whole Quran, the surah that everybody memorizes Yasin, the rest not important anymore. So you make people very upset. We send our loved one here for treatment and you call us to say Yasin? What is this? We are not prepared. Because they want to filter the word. I think 3 days enough now. No more after 3 days. So they don't use 3 days, 1 month, they use Yasin. Last time I used to give courses, conduct courses in IJN for the staff, doctors, surgeons, nurses, to teach them how to advise the family, to get them more prepared physically, mentally, and spiritually. When he told him, get ready to die, Musa thought that he was an evil person trying to harm him. Maybe he wanted to kill him. It's like somebody standing in front of you, going to kill you. Get ready to die. So he punched him in the eye because he can see him. Can you imagine? He punched the angel. And that's why the Prophet said, Inna malakal mawti kana ya'tin nas ayanan. The angel of death used to come to some people in a visible way, in the form of a man that you can see them. So he came to Moses and said to him, come to your Lord. On hearing this, Moses punched him and knocked out his eye. فرجع الملك إلى الله فقال يا رب إنك أرسلتني إلى عبد لك لا يريد الموت. The angel who have to go back to Allah, the angel never fight back. Alhamdulillah. If not, there will be a boxing, yeah, competition. No. He will not box back. His duty is to come and tell you and pull you. Why he had to come and inform Moses? Why? Because Moses is not like you and me. You and me, he don't have to come and tell you, get ready. No. Only for the prophets and the messenger of Allah, the angel of death was not given the authority to come and pull their soul without their permission. They have to inform them. For us, they don't have to inform. If they inform us, no way we are getting ready. Take all my money. Okay. I have saving 1 million. Go and leave me alone for a while. Because we are not ready. We never get ready. We are ready for dunya, not for akhirah. So, the angel went back to Allah and said, "Oh my Lord, Ya Rabb, you send me to a person who does not wish to die. Indeed, he has knocked out my eye. If he did not have a noble position with you, I would have dealt with him harshly. If not because that is my duty to give him a warning first, I am going to do something very bad to him." How can you fight the angel? You can't. So what Allah do to the angel of death? So Allah restored his eye and said, "Go back to him and ask him if he wishes to live longer. If he does, then tell him to put his hand on the back of an ox. On the back of an ox. For every hair that his hand touches, he will have a year to live." Allahu Akbar. If he wishes to live longer. When the angel told Moses about this, Moses asked Allah, "What after that long life, O Allah?" Allah revealed to Moses, after that you will die. If you want to prolong, you can prolong, but after that you will have to die. Because nobody can live forever. The one who lives forever, Hayyun Qayyum, is Allah, belong to him. Kullu nafsin za'iqatul maut. Moses says, then let it be now. If I have to live longer and after that I also have to die, I think I'm ready to die now. So, and my Lord, let me die a stone's throw away from the Holy Land. So we once knew the angel of death took Moses' soul after this incident. The angel of death always comes to people in an invisible form. After that, the angel don't want to come in the form of a man anymore. So brothers and sisters, what we have to know is that death is very close to all of us. We have no time to play around with death. We just have to get ourselves prepared before we will be put among the munafiqeen. Allah have informed us, the ayat I have recite to all of us in Surah Al-Mu'minun, in the Munafiqun. Ya ayyuhallazina amanu la tulhikum amwalukum wala awladukum an zikrillah wa man yaf'al zalika fa ulaika humul khasirun. Who are they? They are the people who, when Allah Rabbul Alameen have fixed the time for them to go back to Allah, they said, no, please delay my departure. وَأَنْفِقُوا مِمَّا رَزَقْنَاكُمْ مِنْ قَبْلِ أَنْ يَأْتِيَ أَحَدَكُمُ الْمَوْتُ فَيَقُولُ رَبِّ لَوْلَا أَخَّرْتَنِي إِلَى أَجَلٍ قَرِيبٍ فَأَصَدَّقَ وَأَكُن مِنَ الصَّالِحِينَ. It's too late. So brothers and sisters, we hope all of us who are here, do not just believe in the angel of death, but we are preparing ourselves to be ready for the angel of death. So that when they come to us, we are ready. And when they pull our soul, it's easy for us to say, La ilaha illallah. Yeah? There's no more difficulty in remembering Allah. But how can you make sure that it's easy for you to remember Allah when Sakat al-Maut come to us? You have to always remember Allah now. وَالذَّاكِرِينَ اللَّهَ وَالذَّاكِرَاتِ وَالذَّاكِرِينَ اللَّهَ كَثِيرًا وَالذَّاكِرَاتِ أَعَدَّ اللَّهُ لَهُمْ مَغْفِرَةً وَأَجْرًا عَظِيمًا. Allah reminds us, if you always be among the people who remember Allah a lot. That's why every morning when we open our eye, we say, Alhamdulillahillazi ahyana ba'da amatana wa ilayhin nushur. We are going back. Always remind ourselves that we are going home. We are going home. We have to go back to Allah. So we have to get ourselves prepared, because this is a one-way ticket, just one journey. This is what we have to do. Then we start to wake up and then go to the washroom to do what? Every morning when we wake up, normally we now go to the kitchen to look for food yet. It's our fitrah that we have to go to the washroom. Our body have right upon us. Our body also want to clean themselves. So you have to go to the toilet. And when you want to enter the washroom, what do? How do we enter the washroom? If you remember Allah a lot, you have no problem. You know, you will step into the washroom, the toilet, with your left foot, not the right. And you at least will say some dua, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-khubsi wal-qaba'ith. And after doing what you have to do, you feel so great, alhamdulillah. You can respond to the call of nature normally, happily. MashaAllah, it's a ni'mah. Can go to the washroom is a ni'mah. Some people suffer, but we, MashaAllah, when we enter, alhamdulillah, everything released. Now what should you do? Because you remember Allah always. After you're out, of course you take your wudu and you come out, you will say, Ghufranak. At least, if you can remember Allah more, Alhamdulillahillazi azhaba anni aza wa afani. All praise to Allah who make me more healthier now, because all the bad things have left me. Whatever food I've eaten, it's gone, alhamdulillah. Anything that come in must go out. Here. In Akhirah, in Jannah, you will keep on eating without having to think of toilet, because there's no toilet. So there's people who are saying, how can there be all the food and eating and drinking and no toilet? Of course, you cannot imagine the life here and the life over there. But the Prophet did say, then how do you release whatever inside your body? By sweating, through the sweat. And our sweat in Jannah, if you are people of Jannah, have the fragrance of a misk. Even the sweat don't smell like the sweat here. Alhamdulillah. Just make sure that you prepare yourself before the angel of death pays a visit. He only come and visit you once. The minute he comes, that means you have to go. I believe all of us were here every Sunday. Why? Because we also are trying our best to prepare ourselves. Those who come from on Saturday also, because they know. Whoever remember Allah means it's good. Whoever who engage in the Islamic activities, in doing good deeds, that means it's all a good sign. So don't forget, life is very short. Nothing really belongs to you or me. Everything belongs to Allah, and to Allah it will return. So try to maximize what you can do here before it's too late. Because we do not want to regret. A lot of people, the Malay saying, menyesal kemudian tidak berguna lagi. Just do what you have to do now. Anything good, be hasten. Prepare ourselves, inshallah. Brothers and sisters, inshallah, we will continue about knowing the angels next Sunday. But remember, whatever you have learned today, please try your best to reflect and share this information with your loved one so that everybody is prepared. A lot of things just happened, like Mukhtar Mahathir Luqman. He was in the hotel room. The team is waiting for him to come down, and he failed to come down. And people have to bring him down. It can happen to you, can happen to me. First thing, don't forget to contact yourself with Allah. Stay connected with Allah through our daily prayer. And when your prayer is good, then inshallah your relationship between mankind also will improve, and then it will end with taqwa, inshallah. If any question, now we open for Q&A. Fatafaddal. You have a question, brother? Get ready. One, pass it to the sister side.
Assalamualaikum, Sheikh.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh.
Okay, it's regarding of Friday khutbah.
Friday khutbah, okay.
Okay, it's about the reminder of taqwa. It's not recited by the khatib, even the words or a reminder of the form of words. So is there any opinion that actually is still valid, the khutbah still valid?
Any opinion of?
Any scholars' opinion that say without that reminder of taqwa, meaning the khutbah still valid?
Yeah.
Because I experienced twice without the.
Without that?
Yeah.
And then what do they say? Any complaint?
No.
No. Yeah, going back to the sunnah of our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, never once when he gave a sermon, whether in the form of khutbah Jum'ah, Eid al-Fitri, Eid al-Adha, khutbah nikah, that he never remind his people, ittaqillah. He always remind his ummah to be faithful, to be obedient to Allah. Because that's the most important reminder. But if somebody missed that without any intention not to recite, maybe out of forgetfulness, inshallah, there shouldn't be any problem. But if people do not want to use that always, that means they are going against the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In the khutbah, you must have reminders, few ayah of the Quran, and also you must have prayer. And you end with salawat upon the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the second khutbah. But inshallah, taqwa is very important. If you go to Mecca today, even you cannot communicate with all the different races there. But normally those who have some basic knowledge of Islam and the Sunnah, when you do something wrong, you are pushy, or maybe you are a very angry person, you always show your anger and so on. They will say, ittaqillah, ya hajj, ittaqillah. Every ittaqillah, ittaqillah. They just remind you of Allah. And you know what is taqwa. Only the way we translate the meaning of taqwa, sometimes it backfires us. Yeah. We always say, the Quran says, "Ittaqillahi haqqa tuqatih wa la tamutunna illa wa antum muslimun." Always remind us who believe in Allah to have taqwa, and a person who have taqwa, you must remember, you must prepare yourself before you die. Remember that you are not going to die except you have submit yourself to Allah Rabbul Alamin. Yeah? A muttaqin is a person who are always ready. If not, then you cannot be a muttaqin. Yeah? Now, what they always remind us about taqwa, in the Malay word, buat apa yang Allah perintah kita buat, ya? Dan tinggal apa yang Allah larang ke atas kita. That is okay. But when they say buat semua yang Allah perintah, tinggal semua Allah suruh, oh, that is very tough. Anything to do with the command of Allah, Allah said, "Fattaqullah mastata'tum." Try your level best. That's all you have to do. I don't think anyone can do everything. But you try your level best. Even anything that Allah forbid us, you can't abandon everything. You make sure that you stay away from shirk. And that is one. Other than shirk, Allah will forgive us easily. Only don't get involved in shirk. That's why before you want to go to Hajj, the first thing you have to learn is to free yourself from shirk. Labbaik Allahumma labbaik. Labbaik la sharika laka labbaik. Innal hamda wa ni'mata laka wal mulk la sharika lak. We have keep on reminding, no more shirk. Before I embark my journey for Hajj, I have to clear myself from shirk. And when I'm coming back, no more shirk. If you are still coming back to commit shirk, then you better don't go. Because it's a waste of money and a waste of time. Yeah. Look at what Allah always reminds us, the Prophet always emphasized the importance of stay away from shirk. You may not be able to stay away from all sins, but stay away from shirk first. Then you work harder to make sure that you also can save away from all the kaba'ir. Now, sisters, question from the sister side.
Bismillah.
Fadda.
Sheikh, may the Almighty grant you paradise.
Naam.
Right. Azza wa Jalla is the Kafi Afata Razak. By us dying is going back to Him. And why are we so afraid of death? And if one were to not afraid of death, are they munafiq? Thank you.
Can somebody help me to repeat the question from the sister, the brother who is just in front of the sister? Do you hear her question clearly? Anybody?
Oh.
Yeah.
Shall I repeat?
Yeah, you can repeat that.
Okay. By dying, we are going back to the Almighty.
To Allah, okay.
Allah. And that would be a good thing because Ya Kafi, Ya Ghani, Ya Fatah, Ya Razak, that's the best returning. That's the best akhirat. And why are we so afraid of death?
Why are we so afraid of death?
Yeah. Now, if one doesn't afraid of death, are they considered munafiq?
The second part.
That's the second question.
The first one is, why are we so afraid of death?
Yeah.
I think normally the people who believe that there is life after death, if you believe there is life after death, and you know that you are not prepared, of course the fear is there. for those who have prepared, the hope is there. You see? You understand that? It's just like when you travel, when you don't have the means to travel, of course you're worried. You know, you want to sit for the exam and you don't prepare yourself, you're worried. But when you are prepared, I think you're ready for it. So there's always hope and fear. People who are prepared, they have hope. And Allah also will make it easy. But people who just don't care, and the fear is always there. That is number one. The second part. Do you ask the second part just now after that? Yeah. Please repeat the second part so that I can understand your question.
For someone who's not afraid of death.
Someone who do not
Afraid of death. They're not afraid of dying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are they considered munafiq? I mean, they are well prepared. They are well prepared. So anytime the angel of death is coming, they say, "I'm well prepared. I'm not so scared." Yeah.
Okay. How about those who have no fear towards death? No fear, no regret. I'm ready for anything. Hell also no problem. As long as I enjoy my life here first. Yeah, you have people who are having that kind of confidence. But in reality, they have fear. They just want to tell us, I have nothing to fear. What is to fear? We are going to die, or sooner or later we're going to die. Only when the ending part, you can see that the fear in them. They won't tell you sometimes. A lot of people have a lot of problems. They don't tell you. Yeah, some, especially those who are rich, they have rich problems. But they don't tell you because they had to take care of their own status. You know. But in reality, this always play inside our heart. Hope, fear is always there. It's part of the fitrah. It's part of the sunnah of Allah. Only some people just pretend to be strong, but they are not strong. But the best is those who are humble. The Prophet loved us to be, even the Prophet, no, when death is coming very close to him, he keep on praying. You know, he pray, Allahumma gfirli warhamni. How about we? You know, we are no prophet. Of course, the Prophet know once you depart is one-way ticket, no more coming back. And a lot of people are aware of this. I've seen a lot of my friends who are not yet Muslim. Those who are elderly, they are worried about what is going to happen to them when they die. Who is going to pay this, pay that? You know, they have to pay a lot. Their coffin, their graveyard. You know, people want to pray for them. They are worried. So when they are worried about this, say, the best thing for you to do is to make shahada, ashhadu an la. You save yourself from all these problems. Why? Because the graveyard is free. Yeah. Your funeral taken care of. Because the Muslim have a responsibility. It's a fardu kifayah. Once somebody get involved, yang lain tak payah. That's why they call fardu kifayah. Satu orang buat, yang lain tak payah. Yeah. Alhamdulillah. But in reality, brothers and sisters, a lot of people live in fear. They just pretend to be strong. Yeah, but we have been very humble. And that's why we keep on asking Allah for forgiveness, because we know we need Allah's forgiveness. Yeah. Now, last question from the sisters. Any last question from the sisters? Not yet. Brothers? Any other question from the brother side? No question from the brothers too. Yeah. Remember, number one, our biannual dinner is getting closer and closer. And the topic we have chosen for this dinner is very important. Yeah. It's about Telena di Sala Syurga. Talking about paradise. and talking about what is happening to all of us. We wish to go to paradise, but what are we doing now? And what is happening to all of us? It's a very important topic for all of us to benefit from it. For those who have never picked up the space yet, please check with our sisters who are involved in this arrangement to make sure that we don't miss this opportunity. Yeah? Any good thing that comes and whatever contribution that you involve in, brother and sister, is to make sure that you participate in all the activities of da'wah and khairiyah that we do for 2 years. This is a biannual activities that we are doing every 2 years. There will be one gathering at least. Yeah, so as you participate, it do help you and help us to help others, inshallah. Yeah? So we hope Allah Rabbul Alameen will make it easy for all of us. Like what Allah said, anything good, fastabiqul khairat, anything good, be hastened. Yeah? And we would like to thank all the brothers and sisters who have been very patient attending our classes. The only thing we have to do now to remember all the important reminder from Allah and the Prophet ﷺ, and try our level best to share with our loved one so that they also will benefit from the knowledge that we have learned. This is what we always ask Allah, Allahumma zidni ilman nafi'ah. The knowledge that benefits us is the knowledge that can help us to change, to move forward, and the knowledge that we can share with others, because knowledge is amanah. And everything that we know, balighu anni walau ayah, the Prophet said, convey from me even one ayah, one knowledge that you have learned from the Quran and Sunnah. You cannot just keep it to yourself. By doing that, you do qiyana towards the knowledge. You have to share. You have to convey the message. And brothers and sisters, please try your best to stay in a good environment, in a good jama'ah, the jama'ah that can help you to strengthen your iman, the jama'ah that is there to remind you of Allah and the teaching of our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. And for children, please remember, all the children is a trust from Allah to us. Make sure your upbringing is guided by the Quran and Sunnah, and make them become the salihin wa salihat wa siddiqin wa siddiqat, inshallah. Yeah? So may Allah protect us from fitan, protect our country, protect the ummah wherever they are, especially those who are trying their best to call the ummah back to the Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. And we hope we will set a good example for others who are not here, and whoever know that their brothers and sisters who are still far away, please invite them, bring them. There's one of the things that we can do. If you fail to share with them a lot of knowledge, you can bring them and let us do our part, inshallah. وَتَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْبِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى وَلَا تَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْإِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ. Always be prepared to help each other to do what is good. And what is good is something that brings you closer to Allah, that attain taqwa, and always stay away from anything that do not bring benefit to you. Especially don't help each other in doing anything that displease Allah and create hatred among us. May Allah accept our deeds, forgive all our sin, increase our iman, increase our sabar, and may Allah make it easy for the people who are invited to perform Hajj this year to have Hajj Mabrur, inshallah. وبالله التوفيق والعقل دعوانا والحمد لله رب العالمين. سبحانك اللهم بحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.